Are you using your mouth to talk, laugh, eat, or sing? It seems like a small thing, opening your mouth and chewing, but it is the product of millions of years of evolution. And the special thing is, that mouth is more dangerous than you think. The structure of the human jaw is not just for eating 3 meals a day. It is a super sophisticated biological machine. The incisors, thin and sharp, work like paper cutters. They cut, peel, gnaw. The canines, shorter than those of carnivores, but still great tools for tearing food. The molars, like mini rock crushers, strong, sturdy, working non-stop when you eat rice, grains, meat, vegetables. You can crush a piece of peanut into a fine powder with just the mechanical force of your jaw muscles. Imagine that power magnified 10 times on a giant creature. Sometimes, the human mouth is even scarier than some small carnivores. The reason human teeth aren't so sharp is because we don't need to hunt with them anymore. Humans have evolved beyond the days of living on sharp fangs and claws. But our mouths still bear the vestiges of our carnivorous and herbivorous ancestors, a legacy you carry in your mouth every day. Think human teeth are simple? Then brace yourself, because soon, you'll meet a kangaroo that doesn't eat grass, but meat. Its seemingly gentle mouth is actually a biological blade that once struck fear into the ancient Australian jungle. Are you ready to meet Thylacoleo, the killer marsupial lion? When you think of a kangaroo, what comes to mind? A cute, marsupial-bellied, grass-eating animal that roams the Australian desert? A national symbol emblazoned on coins and sports jerseys? All true, but there was once an ancient cousin of the modern kangaroo, and it didn't eat grass. Introducing Thylacoleo carnifex, also known as the marsupial lion. It didn't hop around happily. It stalked, pounced, and killed its prey with a deadly weapon, its mouth. Thylacoleo didn't have long fangs like a tiger, but its front teeth were designed like industrial blades. These teeth could tear through flesh in seconds. Thylacoleo's front teeth were modified into cleavers, 2 sharp edges, closed like scissors, designed to cut through flesh. The back molars were like mini guillotines, thin, sharp teeth, not for chewing but for tearing. Its jaw muscles were incredibly powerful. Paleontologists estimate that Thylacoleo's bite was the strongest of any marsupial that ever lived. Relative to its body size, compared to a jaguar of the same weight, Thylacoleo had a bite twice as strong. Imagine a wolf-sized kangaroo, lurking in the shadows, lunging out and using its 2 front teeth to slice its prey's windpipe in half with a single bite. That's no cute marsupial, it's a prehistoric killing machine. It had sharp, curved claws like a big cat, climbed trees well, and could attack from above. A true ninja, in kangaroo form. So there you have it. One of the strangest and most dangerous mouths ever seen on land. But what about underwater? Next, we'll explore a creature that doesn't have a jaw like ours, but still sucks blood and wreaks havoc in icy rivers, with a circular saw-like mouth. Welcome to the world of the lamprey, a parasitic monster that doesn't need a jaw. When you think of fish, you probably think of friendly creatures frolicking around in aquariums, goldfish, guppies, koi, even sharks, though scary, have a fairly familiar mouth structure, upper jaw, lower jaw, sharp teeth. But now erase everything you know about fish, because this creature has no jaws, and its mouth looks like nothing you've ever seen. Meet the lamprey, an ancient creature that predates the dinosaurs, and has a mouth so bizarre it looks like it's from another planet. Instead of opening its mouth in a yawn manner like a normal fish, the lamprey has a circular, spiral-shaped mouth covered with many rows of sharp, hook-like teeth. The lamprey's mouth isn't for eating fish like a shark's, it's for sucking blood and parasitizing larger fish. The way it hunts is truly chilling. It latches onto its prey with its mouth like a sucker. Then it uses its twisted teeth to tear the skin and flesh apart. Finally, it secretes an anticoagulant enzyme, and begins to suck the prey's vital blood, continuously for hours. Even days if it goes undetected. What's even scarier, many fish that are sucked by a lamprey don't die immediately, but rather slowly die in agony, or suffer from infections later. The lamprey's mouth might remind you of a saddle drill in a horror movie, or even an alien's jaw in a video game. And despite its monster-like appearance, it's one of the oldest living creatures. It's been around for nearly 500 million years, with its mouth structure remaining virtually unchanged over hundreds of millions of years of evolution. Why? Because it's perfect for its parasitic role. You might think that the lamprey is the worst monster, but wait, there's another species, one that not only has a weird mouth, but also eats coral, and it doesn't suck blood. It crushes shells with its parrot-beaked mouth. Welcome to the parrotfish, the coral destroyer of the ocean. Imagine you are walking barefoot on the beach. The sand is soft, milky white, seeping into the spaces between your toes. You think, this must be the result of millions of years of waves and rocks wearing away. Well, that's true. But maybe, the sand you are walking on is the poop of a fish. Yes, you heard right. And that fish is the parrotfish, one of the creatures with the strangest and most powerful mouths in the ocean. It is called parrotfish because its mouth looks like a parrot's beak. But its power is not for gnawing on seeds or tapping on tree branches. The mouth of a parrotfish can crush coral and turn super hard limestone blocks into sand dust. The parrotfish has rows of teeth fused together into a beak-like structure. Curved and super hard. Inside the beak is a system of second molars, pharyngeal teeth, like a biological blender hidden deep in the throat. When they eat, parrotfish use their beaks to break off pieces of hard coral, then grind them up with their secondary set of teeth before swallowing. They don't eat rocks, they eat algae that live on coral reefs. But to get to the algae, they have to break up the rock. Some parrotfish can break open shells, crab shells, and even diving goggles. According to research, each adult parrotfish can excrete up to 90 kilograms of sand per year. You read that right, 90 kilograms of sand. And it's these broken rock wastes, accumulated over time, that create the beautiful white sand beaches of the Maldives, Hawaii, and many other places. So, next time you're staying at a luxury resort, don't forget to thank a fish with a beak-shaped mouth. So from a mouth that can suck blood in the front, we now have a mouth that builds beaches. But what if a mouth was both transparent and glowed in the dark? In the next part, you will meet a small dragon living at the bottom of the ocean, with a sparkling smile and a nearly invisible mouth. Welcome to the world of dragonfish, the black dragonfish of the deep ocean. If you've ever looked at an outdoor aquarium at night, you've seen the beautiful reflection of light on its iridescent, shimmering scales. But at the bottom of the ocean, where light can't reach,
深海总是刷新我们的认知，这种满嘴獠牙的深海龙鱼，竟然长着一条发光触须，像不像龙暂且不论，但异形的灵感估计是来源于它。除了潦草的巨口，它们还是深海里少有的，拥有2套发光器官的生物，一套负责诱捕猎物，由触须和眼眶下的发光斑块组成。触须上的功率大，负责吸引远处的猎物，眼眶下的发光斑块则能把猎物吸引到嘴边。而到了繁殖期，它们会启用另一套发光器官，这种能周期性发光的皮下发光器，能像摩斯密码一样吸引同类。作为最黑的鱼，它的这些发光器并不会暴露自己，但如果你准备拿它做
the mouth almost disappears from view. The black arowana is a stealth predator. It glows red with special optical organs under its eyes, while most deep-sea creatures only see blue or colorless light. That means in the light war of the deep ocean, it possesses an infrared flashlight that only it can see. With a transparent mouth, invisible teeth and a separate light, it can glide close to its prey without being detected until it's too late. You think a glowing mouth is special? It would be even more strange if it had no teeth, no mouth opening like ours, but could still crush hard food. Stay tuned for the next part, where we explore the strangest types of dinosaur teeth. And a few that survived without teeth at all. When you hear the word dinosaur, what's the first thing you imagine? A gaping mouth, full of razor-sharp fangs, roaring and chasing humans in Jurassic Park? Fascinating, but almost wrong. Not all dinosaurs had teeth. Not all mouths were for eating meat. And some mouths are so bizarre that scientists still debate today. What are they for? These weren't just teeth. They were survival weapons, from plant crushers, horn cutters, to toothless but razor-sharp beaks. Dinosaurs had more mouths than you might think. Here are a few of the most prominent candidates. Therizinosaurus looked like an alien. A neck as long as a giraffe. Arms nearly a meter long, with sickle-shaped claws. Mouth, a toothless bird beak, like an ostrich. Despite its large body and fearsome claws, it ate plants. Its mouth was designed to pluck leaves and cut grass, not tear flesh. Imagine a dinosaur with more than 500 teeth, a jaw as wide as a vacuum cleaner blade, a head that looked like it was flattened from top to bottom. That was Nigersaurus, the dust-sucking dinosaur. Its teeth were not sharp but flat and grew in horizontal rows, helping it cut grass close to the ground like a self-propelled mower. And the surprising thing was, its teeth were constantly replaced like a conveyor belt. When worn out they fell out, and new ones grew, each tooth only used for a few weeks. The name Oviraptor means egg thief. At first people believed it stole other dinosaur nests, but later it was discovered it wasn't stealing eggs, but was incubating its own. And its beak? Toothless, but incredibly strong, able to crack hard shells like eggs. Clams, crabs. From beak-shaped mouths to conveyor belt teeth. From toothless dinosaurs to limestone crushers, we see one thing. Mouths are not just for eating meat. They are tools for survival. Evolution and adaptation, turning a herbivore into a master of survival for millions of years. But not all strange mouths come from the Jurassic period. There is a tiny creature still living among us today, with a mouth outside its body. Have you ever imagined a creature that eats with its stomach? Welcome to the world of starfish, the mouth that can flip over. On sunny beaches, if you're lucky, you might come across a cute little creature shaped like a 5-pointed star, lying motionless between rocks and sand. Oh, that's cute, you think. It must live on sunlight and seawater. Wrong. Starfish aren't as cute as you think. They have a mouth in the middle of their stomachs. And when they're hungry, they turn their stomachs inside out to digest their prey. That's right, starfish don't eat the way you think. They don't chew, they don't suck, they don't cut. They turn their stomachs over their prey. Turn their stomachs inside out. Cover their victims, secrete digestive enzymes, and suck the dissolved liquid back in. A meal of external eating. The starfish's mouth is located in the middle of its underside. Round like a hole. When it catches its prey, usually clams, oysters, or mussels, the starfish uses hundreds of tiny tube feet to grip the shell. It slowly opens the shell of its prey, even if it's just a few millimeters. And then, it turns its stomach inside out, crawls into the gap, and digests the prey right inside the shell. This is a type of feeding called exodigestion, a rare tactic in the animal world. Starfish don't have brains like vertebrates, but they do have a network of nerves running down their arms, helping them sense position, pressure, and movement. Some starfish can even regenerate their mouths or stomachs if they're injured. The mouth isn't just weird, it's also partially immortal. Imagine going to a restaurant, ordering, then crawling belly down onto the table, covering the food, digesting it on the spot, and then pulling their belly back up. Weird? Maybe. But for starfish, that's everyday life. You thought having a mouth on your belly was the weirdest thing? Wait until the next part, where you'll meet a strange creature with mouths all over its body. No kidding, every paw is a mouth. Welcome to the world of giant sea beetles, expert scavengers of the ocean floor. Have you ever seen a bedbug? Tiny insects, crawling around the house, flattened with a smack. A weak, harmless creature, living stealthily in the dark. But, now imagine it as big as a small dog. It has dozens of rugged joints, a hard shell-like armor, and lives more than 2.000 meters below the sea surface. Welcome to the world of giant sea beetles, true monsters of the dark. Giant sea beetles, Bathynomus giganteus, are crustaceans that live in the deep sea, where there is no light, no vegetation, only dead bodies that sink from above. And it is a scavenger, meaning its favorite meal is dead whales, sharks, turtles, and even other sea beetles. And its mouth? A system of biological surgical knives, working like a machine. The sea urchin doesn't have a single mouth, as we think. Instead, it has a chewing apparatus made up of many small pieces, like a cleaver blade and a pair of pincers put together. These pieces move in sync, peeling away flesh, removing muscle, and tearing apart the carcass, just like a sushi chef eating a corpse. Not only that, around the mouth are dozens of tiny mouth parts, helping to bring food from all angles into the grinding apparatus, as if dozens of little mouths were helping. After a feast of whale carcasses, the sea urchin can hibernate and not eat for up to 5 years. It recharges like a battery, eat once, live for many years. And if it encounters an injured fellow, don't expect it to show mercy. The sea urchin also eats the corpses of its own fellows. Imagine a 40 centimeters long, bug-shaped robot with a mouth like a meat slicer plus tentacle-like legs plus the ability to stop eating for 5 years. It's a giant sea beetle, a creature that looks like it came straight out of an alien movie. But it lives very real, under your feet, in the ocean. So you've seen a mouth divided into many tools. But what about a mouth that can fire chemical weapons? Meet the mouth-firing creature. A tiny melee assassin, acid-blasting ants, chemical-blasting beetles, and poison-spitting fish. Part 9 will see mouths not just eat, but attack. If you've ever dreamed of being a dragon, breathing fire like in the movies, then, congratulations. Nature is millions of years ahead of you. In the natural world, there are creatures that don't need fangs or claws, because their mouths are guns. A gun that shoots acid, venom, water jets, or even explodes. The Camponotus saueri ant possesses the most extreme defense strategy on the planet. When attacked, it squeezes its abdomen open, spraying a sticky, corrosive acid at its opponent. This fluid is released from its mouth and abdominal glands, meaning its mouth is a living detonator. Dead? No problem, as long as the enemy goes first. Komodo's teeth aren't particularly sharp, but its mouth is packed with deadly biological weapons. Its salivary glands secrete venom that lowers blood pressure and prevents clotting. Along with that is a series of extremely toxic bacteria, causing the prey to quickly become infected. After biting, then following and waiting for the opponent to collapse. A kind of hands-free hunting. This fish shoots a jet of water from its mouth into the air to knock down insects on tree branches. It adjusts the angle, force and curvature of its mouth like a professional sniper. That tiny mouth is actually a tactical weapon that makes insects fall like ripe figs. From acids, toxins, bacteria to jets of water, nature has turned the mouth into a mini arsenal. And sometimes, the danger doesn't come from what you see, but from what's just been sprayed. We often think of it as a mouth is an organ, a hole, a door between the outside and the inside. But for some creatures, there is no specific mouth, because their entire body is a living mouth. No teeth, no tongue, no jaw, just enveloping, absorbing, and digesting everything it touches. Sponges are one of the most ancient creatures. No mouth, no muscles, no brain, but they eat by sucking water through millions of tiny pores, filtering out microscopic food right pointing arrow, then digesting it right inside their bodies. Each of those tiny pores is a mouth, and sponges have millions of them. This life form looks like living mud, but it can find, crawl to, envelop, and absorb food. It has no mouth, but uses its entire cell membrane to engulf organic matter. No mouth opening, no muscle movement, but still eating, a lot. The box jellyfish has a mouth in the middle of its body. But the scary thing is, its tentacles are chemical blades. Each tentacle contains millions of venom cells, enough to kill a human in just a few minutes. Touch it, and your whole body will be attacked as if you just entered a chemical mouth. From mouths like hammers, teeth like conveyor belts, to mouths that are completely shapeless. Animals on Earth show that eating is not just biology, it is the art of evolution. And the mouth, thought to be just a thing to eat, has become the ultimate tool for hunting, defending, surviving, and even survival.